Hello everyone, myself Himanshu Joshi. I am an assistant professor in Sri Labhubhai Trivedi Institute of Engineering and Technology, Rajkot. So welcome to the today's video lecture of electrical circuit analysis. In today's lecture, we are going to solve a one numerical based on Kirchhoff's voltage law. So let's start with the example. So statement of the example is determine the current through 4 ohm resistance in the network shown in figure. So here a network is shown in which we have to find out the current in this resistance, that is the resistance of 4 ohm. So now let's start with the solution for this particular example. We have already learned about the Kirchhoff's voltage law, its theory, its statement. If you have not seen that video, then I request you to please see that video and then see the today's video lecture of Kirchhoff's voltage law example. So this is the network in which we have to find out the current in this particular resistance. So here in this example there are three loops. First loop, that is the current I1, second loop current is current I2, and third loop current is current I3. So first step to solve the numerical based on KVL is to mark out the polarity for individual loop current. So let's start with the first current, that is the I1, and mark the polarity for this particular current I1. Now keep in mind that voltage source has its own polarity. So we have to mark the polarity for the element other than source. So in this 2 ohm resistance, I1 current will enter at this point, so I will mark as plus, and leave at this point, so I will mark it as minus. For this 2 ohm resistance, I will mark plus sign over here because current will enter over here and leave at this point. And in this particular 2 ohm resistance, current will enter at this point and leave at this point. So this is the complete polarity for loop current I1. Now consider the polarity for current I2. So for this current I2, in this particular resistance, current will enter at this point, left at this point, so this is the plus and minus sign. In this particular resistance, current will enter at this point and left at this point. In this 4 ohm resistance, current will enter at this point and leave at this point. This source has its own polarity. Now for this loop 3, current will enter at this point, so plus over here, leave at this point, so minus sign will be here. In this 4 ohm resistance, I3 will enter at this point, leave at this point. In this 2 ohm resistance, I3 will enter at this point and leave at this point. So the enter point for particular current is plus, leave point is minus. Please keep in mind this notation. Now we are able to write the KVL equation for this individual loop. So I have shown a diagram with polarity over here. So now we are able to write the KVL equation. So we will write the KVL equation for loop 1. We know that if current will flow from plus to minus, then we will consider that is potential drop and we will take it negative. If current will flow from minus to plus, that we will consider that as potential rise and we will consider that drop as positive. So minus to plus we will consider at potential drop and take that drop as negative. If current will flow from minus to plus, then we will take a potential rise and we will consider that as positive drop. So for loop 1, current will enter current will enter in 8 volt from minus to plus. So we will take it plus 8. Here in 2 ohm resistance current will flow from plus to minus. So we will take as negative. So that drop is minus 2I1. Again this 2 ohm resistance is in between loop 1 and loop 2. So right now we are writing the KVL equation for loop 1. So we will take loop 1 current as reference current and consider the polarity for loop 1. So we will consider I1 as our reference current and consider the polarity of I1 only. So here I1 flow from plus to minus, so we will consider as drop. So that drop is minus 2 I1 minus I2. We will subtract the I2 from I1 because we are writing the KVL equation in loop 1 only. So over here the drop will be minus 2 I1 minus I2. The same funda we will apply in this resistance because it is in between loop 1 and loop 3. So again we are writing the equation in loop 1. So we will consider the polarity of I1 and that polarity is plus to minus. So again we will consider as minus sign and the drop is minus 2 I1 minus I3 because we will subtract the I3 from I1 because we are writing the equation in loop 1. So this is the equation for first loop. Now we will simplify this equation. So we will keep 8 as it is. This is minus 2 I1 and this is, now we multiply the minus 2 in this equation. So minus 2 I1 and this minus plus, so this will becomes plus 2 I2. Again we will multiply the minus 2 with I1 minus I3. So it will becomes minus 2 I1 and minus plus 2 I3. Now again simplify 8 as it is. This minus 2 I1 and minus 2 I1 becomes minus 6 I1 plus 2 I2 as it is and plus 2 I3 as it is. So final equation becomes, we will consider the constant at one side and variable at another side. So further simplification will becomes, we will shift whole part in next side of 0. So it will become 6 I1 minus 6 I1 becomes plus 6 I1 plus 2 I2 becomes minus 2 I2 plus 2 I3 becomes minus 2 I3 and 8 as it is. Now in this equation we will keep 2 as common. So final equation becomes 3 I1 minus I2 minus I3 is equal to 4. So this will be the equation of loop 1. Now we will write the KVL equation in loop 2. So same rules we will apply for loop 2 also. Again now we are applying the KVL equation in loop 2. So we will consider the polarity so we will consider the polarity of I2 only. So I2 will flow from plus to minus. So again plus to minus, so it is the drop. So sign is negative and the drop is now minus 2 I2 minus I1. Now compare this equation with loop 1. In this loop we will write minus 2 I1 minus I2 because we are going to write the KVL equation in loop 1. Now over here the same resistance but the drop is minus 2 I2 minus I1 because we are going to write the KVL equation in loop 2. So we will subtract the I1 from I2 because we will consider the polarity of I2. We will take I2 as reference. Over here we will subtract the I2 from I1 because we are taking the I1 as our reference current. So now move forward. In this resistance again there is a plus to minus sign. So it is the drop. So that is the minus 2 I2. And in this 4 ohm resistance again we will consider the I2 as reference. So that drop will be minus 4 I2 minus I3. And in this voltage source current will flow from plus to minus. So that is the minus 6 and it is equal to 0. Now we will open the bracket. So that will be equal to minus 2 I2 and minus plus 2 I1. Again this is minus 2 I2. Again this is minus 4 I2 and this minus minus plus 4I3 and minus 6 as it is equal to 0. Now consider the arrangement as I1, I2 and I3 and constant. So I1 term is only single I1 term, that is the 2I1, this is minus 2I2, this is again minus 2I2 and minus 4I2. So that will becomes minus 8I2. Again I3 term is only single term, so we will keep 4I3 as it is, and this is minus 6 equal to 0. Now arrange in variable in one side and constant in another side, so that will becomes 2I1 minus 8I2 plus 4I3, minus 6 will go to right hand side of equal to, so it will becomes plus 6. Again take 2 as common, so this will becomes I1 only. Again we will take 2 common, so 8 by 2 is equal to 4I2, 4 by 2 is equal to 2I3 and 6 by 2 is equal to 3. So this is the equation number 2. Now we will apply the KVL in equation number 3. So again consider the I3 as our reference current. So now with starts with this. So I3 will flow in 6 volt from minus to plus. Please note that I3 in 6 volt will flow from minus to plus. So we will write over here plus 6. Here we will write minus 6 because I2 will flow from plus to minus. So that is the drop, and consider the minus sign. But loop 3 current I3 will flow from minus to plus, so that is the potential rise, and we have to write plus 6 over here. So this is the fundamental rule for Kirchhoff's voltage law. So over here plus 6. Again consider the I3 as our reference current. So consider the polarity of I3. So in 4 ohm I3 flow from plus to minus. So over here minus 4, again I3 minus I2. In this 2 ohm resistance I3 will flow from plus to minus, so this is the minus 2 I3, and in this 2 ohm resistance I3 will flow from plus to minus, so that is equal to minus 2 I3 minus I1. Again simplify this, so 6 as it is, 4 multiplied by I3, that is the minus 4 I3, again minus minus plus, that is equal to 4 I2, minus 2 I3 as it is, again multiply minus 2 with I3 minus I1, so that is equal to minus 2 I3, minus minus plus 2 I1 equal to 0. Again simplify the individual term, so I1 term is only single term, that is the 2 I1, so I will write 2 I1 as it is. I2 term, that is also single term, so I will write 4 I2. I3 term is minus 4 I3 minus 2 I3, again minus 2 I3, so that is equal to minus 8 I3 plus 6 as it is equal to 0. So again write in standard form, variable in one side, constant in another side. So I will keep 2 I1, 4 I2 minus 8 I3 as it is, plus 6 becomes minus 6. Again take 2 common in this equation, so it will becomes I1 plus 2 I2 minus 4 I3 is equal to minus 3. So this is the way to write the KVL equation for any given network. Now we have already write the KVL equation in each and every loop. So now we have to find out the solution for this 3 equation, because we are having 3 equation and 3 unknown. 3 unknown is I1, I2 and I3. So now we have to solve this equation. So I have write all the equation in together form, and from this equation I can write this matrix form. So this is the standard matrix form which will help us to solve the equation. This matrix form can be written in this way, that each and every coefficient we will write in 3 cross 3 form. So first equation the coefficient are 3 minus 1 minus 1. So I will write in row form 3 minus 1 minus 1. In second equation the coefficient are 1 minus 4 plus 2. So I will write 1 minus 4 plus 2. In third equation the coefficient are 1, 2 and minus 4. So coefficient are 1, 2 and minus 4. Again I will write the variable in this column form, and the constant coefficient in another column form, that is in the right side of equal to. So, this is the way to write the equation that we will get from writing the KVL equation. Now, to solve this equation, we are going to use the Cramer's rule. If you don't know the Cramer's rule, then I request you to see how to use the Cramer's rule. So, we are having the three variable I1, I2 and I3. So, I1 is equal to delta 1 by delta, I2 is equal to delta 2 by delta, and I3 is equal to delta 3 by delta. So, now what is this delta, delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3? So, delta is equal to this particular determinant. Determinant of this particular matrix is known as delta. So, delta is equal to first determinant of each and every coefficient of three equation. So, that is known as the delta. Now, delta 1 is equal to, delta 1 is considered by this way, that you have to replace this first column by this column. So, that is your delta 1. So, you have to replace 3 1 1 by 4 3 minus 3. So, that is the delta 1. So, we will replace 3 1 1 with 4 3 minus 3. So, that is known as delta 1. Now, for delta 2, you have to replace second column with this column. So, that is your delta 2. So, this is the way to write the delta 2, and for delta 3 you have to replace third column with this column. So, that is the delta 3. So, this is the way to write down the delta, delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3. Now, you have to solve all this determinant and put the value of delta 1 by delta for I1, delta 2 by delta for I2 and delta 3 by delta for I3. So, now let us find out the individual determinant, that is the delta, delta 1, delta 2, delta 3. So, we will solve the first determinant, that is the delta. So, we know that how to solve the 3 cross 3 determinant. Clear? So, how to solve this determinant? Then this is the way to solve the 3 cross 3 determinant. We will consider the first row as our reference. So, write the first coefficient of 3 by 3 determinant, and the first row and first column we will cancel out, and the remaining term we will write as 2 by 2 determinant. Clear? So, that is the first step. Again consider the second coefficient, that is the minus 1. So, this is the minus 1. This is by default formula sign for minus. Again consider the second column and the second coefficient row, that is the first row, and the remaining term we will write as 2 by 2 determinant. Now, for the third one, this is the plus sign, that is the sign of formula. This is the third coefficient of first row, that is the over here. Now, consider the cancel out the coefficient row and column, that is the third column and first row. So, the remaining coefficient we will write as 2 by 2 determinant. So, this is the way to solve the 3 cross 3 matrix or determinant. Now, again further simplify this. So, I will write 3 as it is. Now, we have to multiply the diagonal element. So, minus 4 into minus 4 and 2 into 2. So, this is the sign of formula. So, when we multiply the diagonal element, we will consider the minus sign in between 2. So, 3 as it is, minus 4 into minus 4, this is the sign of formula only, and 2 into 2. Again this minus minus plus, again multiply the diagonal element. So, that is equal to 1 into minus 4 and 1 into 2 and minus sign in between 2 element. Again plus minus minus, multiply the diagonal element 1 into 2 and 1 into minus 4. Again if we simplify this, so 3 as it is, minus 4 into minus 4, that is the plus 16, and minus 2 into 2 is equal to 4. Again plus 1, 1 into minus 4, that is equal to minus 4, 2 into 1 is equal to 2. Again 1 into 2, 2 as it is, 1 into minus 4, that is equal to minus 4, but minus sign over here, so it will becomes plus. Again 16 minus 4, 12, minus 4 minus 2 minus 6, 4 plus 2 6. Again simplify, we will get delta is equal to 24. So delta is equal to 24. This 12 into 3 is equal to 36. 1 into minus 6 equal to minus 6, and minus 6 as it is. So 36 minus 12 is equal to 24. So this is the value of delta. Now we will try to find out the delta 1 in the same way. We will consider the first row. Clear? So 4 as it is. Again consider this 2 by 2 determinant with multiplication of 4. Again formula sign minus over here, and this minus 1. Again we will cancel out the coefficient row and column. So the remaining matrix is 3, 2, minus 3 and minus 4. So this is the 3, 2, minus 3, minus 4, plus sign of formula. Plus sign of formula, this is the minus 1. So we will consider the minus 1 coefficient, cancel out its row and column. So the remaining 2 by 2 matrix or 2 by 2 determinant in multiplication form. So this is the 3, minus 4, minus 3, 2. Again further simplify this point. So 4 is it is, multiply the diagonal element, 4 minus 4 into minus 4, minus 2 into 2. So minus 4 into minus 4, minus 2 into 2. Again this minus minus plus, multiply the diagonal element, 3 into minus 4, minus 3 into 2. Again plus minus minus, multiply the diagonal element, 3 into 2, minus 3 into minus 4. So that is 4 as it is, minus 4 into minus 4 plus 16, 2 into 2 4, again minus sign, so that is the minus 4. 3 into minus 4 is equal to minus 12, minus 3 into 2 is equal to minus 6, but this is again minus, so minus minus plus 6. Again 3 into 2 6, minus 4 into minus 3, that is equal to plus 12, but again minus sign over here, so that is equal to minus 12. So 16 minus 4, 12, 12 into 4 it is equal to 48, minus 12 plus 6 equal to minus 6, minus 6 into plus 1 equal to minus 6, 6 minus 12 equal to minus 6, again multiply with minus 1, that is equal to plus 1, so minus 6 plus 6 cancel out, so delta 1 is equal to 48. Again starts with the delta 2, so that is equal to, with respect to first row, so I will consider 3 as it is, cancel out that first row and column of first element, so that is equal to 3, 2, minus 3, minus 4, that is the first step. Again for second we will consider the plus 4, minus formula, minus sign is from formula, we will consider that 4, cancel out that row and column, so I will get 1, 2, 1 minus 4, so I will write again 4. Next again consider this minus 1, so plus sign is from formula, I will write minus 1, cancel out this first row and third column, so I will consider this 2 by 2 matrix, that is the 1 3, 1 minus 3. Again simplify this, so 3 as it is, multiply the diagonal element, 3 into minus 4, minus 3 into 2, so 3 into minus 4, minus 3 into 2, again minus 4 as it is, multiply the diagonal element, 1 minus 4, 1 into 2, minus sign, plus minus minus, multiply the diagonal element, 1 into minus 3, 1 into 3, again simplify 3 as it is, 3 into 4, minus 12, 2 into minus 3, that is the minus 6, again minus 6 multiply with minus sign, so that is equal to plus 6, again minus 4 as it is, 1 into minus 4 equal to minus 4, 2 into 1 that is equal to 2, and minus sign, so I will write minus 2. Again minus 1 as it is, 1 into minus 3 equal to minus 3, 3 into 1 equal to minus 3. So 3 as it is, minus 12 plus 6 equal to minus 6, minus 4 as it is, minus 4 minus 2 equal to minus 6, minus 1 as it is, minus 3 equal to minus 6. So 3 into minus 6, minus 18, minus 4 minus 6 plus 24, minus 1 minus 6 equal to plus 6. So delta 2 is equal to 12. Again for delta 3, again we will consider the first row. So I will consider this 3 as it is, cancel out the row and column in which 3 will be available. So remaining will be our 2 by 2 determinant, that is the minus 4 3, 2 minus 3. Again I will consider the second element, that is the minus 1. This is the minus sign of formula and this is minus 1. So I will cancel out the row and column in which minus 1 will be available. So remaining will be our 2 by 2 determinant, that is the 1 3, 1 minus 3. This is the second element. Again consider the third one, that is the 4, and cancel out that row and column. So you will get 2 by 2 determinant, that is the 1 minus 4 and 1 2. Again we will solve that element. So that is equal to 3 as it is, this 3 as it is, multiply the diagonal element, minus 4 into minus 3, minus 2 into 3, again minus minus plus, 1 into minus 3 into 1 into 3, minus sign is of formula, 4 as it is, 1 into 2 and 1 into minus 4. So 3 as it is, minus 3 into minus 4 is equal to plus 12, 2 into 3 is equal to 6, 1 into minus 3 equal to minus 3, 3 into 1 is equal to 3, but minus will be multiplied, so over here minus 3, 4 as it is, 1 into 2 that is equal to 2, minus 4 into 1 is equal to minus 4, multiply with minus, so it will become plus 4. Again 12 minus 6 is equal to 6, minus 3 minus 3 minus 6, 4 plus 2 is equal to 6, multiply with 3 into 6 equal to 18, minus 6 into 1 equal to minus 6, 4 into 6 24, so delta 3 will be 36. So this is the way to determine the value of delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 and delta. Now after finding the value of all 4 determinant, now we are able to find out the value of current I1, I2 and I3. So I1 is equal to delta 1 by delta. So delta 1 is equal to 48, delta is equal to 24. So I1 is equal to 2 ampere. I2 is equal to delta 2 by delta, delta 2 is equal to 12, delta is equal to 24. So I2 is equal to 0.5 ampere. I3 is equal to delta 3 by delta, so that is equal to delta 3 is equal to 36, delta is equal to 24, so I3 is equal to 1.5 ampere. So we know that all the 3 currents are positive. So what does it mean according to KVL formula? So KVL formula conclusion will be that assume and actual direction of current both are same. If you see my previous video, then in that case I have mentioned that the assumed direction and actual direction will be same if the sign will be positive. If sign is negative, that means that actual direction of flow and assumed direction both are opposite. So now here the direction will be same because all the currents are positive. Now our objective is to find out the current from 4 ohm resistance. Again let me show you the circuit diagram. We have to find out the current in 4 ohm resistance. Now from this diagram you can see that 4 ohm resistance, the resultant current is algebraic summation of I2 and I3. So current in 4 ohm resistance, you can write that current in two way. One is I2 minus I3 and second I3 minus I2. You can take any of the formula, that is the I2 minus I3 or I3 minus I2. Now we will consider a current in 4 ohm resistance as I3 minus I2. I have take I3 as our reference direction. So I will write down the current in 4 ohm resistance equal to I3 minus I2. So I3 is equal to 1.5 ampere. So I will put over here 1.5 ampere. I2 is equal to 0.5 ampere. So I will put 0.5 ampere. So 1.5 minus 0.5 equal to 1 ampere. So our answer is current in 4 ohm resistance equal to 1 ampere. So this is the way to solve the any example based on Kirchhoff's voltage law. So thank you very much. If you have any doubt, you can ask your question in comment section also. You can also ask by message me or WhatsApp me, or you can mail me also. So thank you very much. Thank you.